year we started the tradition of honoring a name from one of the memorials. And I asked Commander Randy Wietman and Major Will King, who did a lot of research on this, to kindly make a presentation.
Good morning. My name is Randy Wietman. Before I get into the soldier or sailor that we're going to honor this year, I'd like to talk just briefly about this park, but I think it ties in. I want to talk about the significance of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier as it relates to Memorial Day. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington exists to honor in perpetuity our American fallen, missing and unknown. We are fortunate to have a surrogate here as the Never Forget Garden and its associated small marker right here at Vets Memorial, just to my left, by the cadets over there. In addition, there are several new improvements to include 3 new dogwood trees, extensive landscaping, a new flagpole, and a beautiful new bench, so that this could be a destination for reflecting not just today, but throughout the year. The funding labor was provided by VFW 152, Historic Wickford, George Silva, our tree warden Peter Morgan and his wife Carol, Major Will King, and the dedicated and committed folks of the MK Department of Public Works. Every generation has its heroes, and we are here in North Kingstown is no exception. We have plenty of them. Our heroes, many of whom gave their last full measure of devotion, are etched in memorials, most notably here in Vets Memorial, Updike Park just down the road, and in the Rhode Island Veterans Cemetery. But we tend to forget if we don't make the effort to remember. We are here today to remember and to share the lives and stories of our town's own brave soldiers and sailors. As you may recall from last year, we honored Second Lieutenant Asa Benson Minor. On this year, this Memorial Day, we're here to honor Lieutenant Steward Cooper. These heroes gave so much, but in learning about them as people who lived here, who grew up here, we can better appreciate their selfless motivations and why a young man like Steward Cooper, someone who spent most of his very short life of just 25 years in and around Rhode Island, felt compelled to join the U.S. Navy and engage in that brutal battle in the Pacific. I would imagine that the young Steward Cooper may have had strong feelings about the war in Europe at that time. After all, Germany had just invaded Poland in September of 1939, because on that same month, Steward Cooper joined the Navy. This, by the way, is before our involvement in that war and before the draft. I would think that what drove Steward Cooper to do that was not necessarily patriotic fervor or some concept of defending national interest, but simply the desire to preserve and protect what he knew, as he knew it, right here. It's not a coincidence that we continue to be blessed as we are because of heroes like Steward Cooper, who thought this place was worth fighting for. Stewart Trumbull Cooper was born August 1917. His family moved to Narragansett, Rhode Island. He was the youngest of 3 children. Mrs. Carrie Cooper, you may recognize the name of Carrie's Restaurant down in Galilee, and Representative Ulysses Grant Cooper, a member of the Rhode Island House of Representatives. And today, we are most fortunate to be able to make the link between this extraordinary man and some of his family who are here today. Elsie Foy, in the white jacket over there, who is related to Lieutenant Cooper through her late husband, as well as Amy Sutton to her right, and husband Daryl. Amy is Lieutenant Steward's great-great niece. Thank you so much for joining us today. Steward Cooper was a 1935 graduate of South Kingstown High School, where he was an outstanding student and athlete. He entered Rhode Island College in September of 1935. He graduated in 1939. You can kind of see where this is lining up, because soon after graduation, he raised his hand. He was a member of Phi Beta fraternity and an outstanding member of football and track teams. Steward Cooper joined the U.S. Navy in September of 1939. Again, this was before the draft. He attended Air Cadet training at Floyd Bennett Field, New York, aviation training at Naval Air Station in Pensacola, and later advanced aviation training at Corpus Christi Naval Station, Texas. He was commissioned an ensign in the U.S. Navy on 4 June 1939. Lieutenant Cooper and Phyllis May Priest were married in November 1942, 3 months before he died. Lieutenant Cooper was assigned to the U.S. Navy Patrol Squadron 51, later Bombing Squadron 101 in the Pacific Theater. On 6 June 1942, Lieutenant Cooper was the pilot of the PB-4Y Liberator, where he performed the rescue of the crew of a U.S. Army Air Force B-25 after it was shot down. On 14 February 1943, yeah, that's Valentine's Day, Lieutenant Cooper was the pilot of one of 8 U.S. Navy Liberator aircraft, along with P-38 Lightnings and F-4U Corsairs that bombed and sank an enemy destroyer in a transport off the coast of South Bougainville near the Solomon Islands in the Pacific. Very soon, over 50 enemy fighters from Kahili Airfield came to intercept the U.S. Navy planes. Lieutenant Cooper and his crew shot down 9 of them before his plane was shot down. The entire crew was declared missing in action, and that dogfight was known as the Valentine's Day Massacre, as many aircraft on both sides were destroyed, along with a very heavy loss of life. On 26 November 1948, Lieutenant Steward Cooper Trumbull, U.S. Navy, was cited by then President Harry Truman for bravery in the vicinity of Midway and awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross Air Medal and the Purple Heart, of course, posthumously. Lieutenant Steward Trumbull Cooper, U.S. Navy, answered the call to serve his country in World War II. He gallantly gave his life. I know you've all heard this before, but he is indeed a heroic member of the greatest generation.